Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nabiha Hani Kamilia binti Umar Yusri and I'm from PI009 class E41. The purpose of this video is to show you how I use my Excel to analyze my data about education level and frequency. I will show you how to use sum, if, and count if function, and I will show you how to make a chart using Excel to make data more clearly. Bye.
Okay, let's move on to the tutorial. In this dataset, we will be used two functions, if and is. The main difference between them is that the if function is used when we have two variables, while the if function is used when we have three or more variables. For the if functions, their steps are as follows. First, click on the cell where you want the result to appear. Then go to formulas, insert function, and search for if. If you can't find it, you can type if in the search box. Normally, a pop-up window will appear, but in my screen recording, it is showed up. Don't worry, throughout the video, I will include the image for reference. Once you select the if function, in the logical text box, click the cell that contains the data you want to test. For example, cell F3. Then, type F3 equal to foundation, matrix, or diploma. For value if true, enter 0, and for value if false, enter 1. This means if the cell contains foundation, matrix, or diploma, the output will be 0, otherwise it will show 1. To apply the formula for the entire column, there are two methods. Move your cursor to the bottom right corner of the cell until a small plus sign appears, then double-click, or drag the cursor down the column while the plus sign is visible. The answer will automatically fill in the entire column. Next, for the is function, it works similarly but allows multiple conditions. First, click insert and insert function and search for if. Then, in the logical test 1, enter history equal to daily and set value is true, 0. For logical test 2, enter history equal to a few times and set value is true, 1. And for logical test 3, enter history equal to rarely and set value is true to 2. The rest of the steps are the same as with the if function. Okay, now let's move on to the count if function. Function is used to count how many data entities meet a specific condition. For example, we want to count how many students are from foundation, matrix, and diploma, and how many are from degree. First, you need to go to formula, insert function, and search for count if. When the pop-up appears for range, you can drag and select the entire column of data you want to count. In the criteria box, type 0, which represents foundation, matrix, and diploma. Then repeat the same step for degree student. You can use the same method for frequency data, but this time, repeat the process 3 times if there are 3 categories of data. Once done, review the result to ensure that the output matches your dataset. Next, let's calculate the total using the sum function or sum formula. The difference is that with the sum formula, you type the formula manually, while the sum function allows you to select data and calculate automatically. From the sum formula, start with the equal sign, select the first cell, and then add a plus sign, then select the second cell, and then you can press enter, then the total will appear automatically. For the sum function, you need to go to formula, insert function, search for sum, and in the box number 1, select your first data, and the number 2 box, select your second data. Click OK, and then the total will appear automatically. Repeat the same step for your next set of data. Lastly, let's create a chart to make your data clear. First, you can select the data you want to include in the chart, including the heading. Then, go to Insert and then find Recommended Chart. You can choose a suggested chart or select another type depending on your preference. You can also customize your chart. For example, you can change the font size, you can adjust the data range and modify the colors as you like. You can also create a chart using two datasets, which is education level and frequency. To do this, first select the first dataset, then hold down the Ctrl key on your keyboard while selecting the second dataset. Both selected areas will turn green, but here's the important part. Make sure that both datasets have the same number of rows and columns. Otherwise, the chart will not display correctly or might show an error. After that, go to Insert, Recommended Chart, and choose your desired chart type. You can also customize this chart, for example, by changing the colors, adjusting the font size, or adding data labels to make the chart clearer. As an additional step to make your table more organized, you can use conditional formatting. First, you can select the entire column you want to format. Then go to Home, select Conditional Formatting, select Highlight Cell Rules, and then select Text that contained. For the format cell that contain the text, you can choose daily, a few times already, width, and you can customize the box with the color you want. For example, I put red for the daily box. And then for the few time box, I choose green, and rarely box, I choose yellow. That's all from me. If you have any question or if something is unclear, don't hesitate to leave your comment below. Bye!